we go. There. He's alive. Oh, so I gotta switch this one to Friends in Public. Oh, there we go. Come on. Mute the window. Thank you. There. You walked away from the device. It makes sounds.
I don't know what that was.
That was one of the sounds that's sometimes just the system sound too, right?
Yeah. It's one of those.
Making mudslinging look easy. Yeah. Something about 4 decades of practice.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing some of the large black monks. We also need one normal-ish mini.
Normal-ish mini.
Normal-ish mini. It's just going to have the spiral pattern.
And look, short sleeves today.
It's warm.
Well, it's sunny.
Yes. Yeah, it's not so much that it's warm, it's that it's sunny.
We have
yes.
our solar is working, i.e. the windows.
Yeah. Okay, piece number 1. Go. That'll be a mud-sized piece. This one's...
Oh, probably should get this one going. Oh,
yeah,
that doesn't work when you do that on this one. It's an old...
Oh, good, you have the kitty, yes. We have the kitten out here again. She saw us getting ready to come out. She's like, okay, I'll climb in the carrier now. Take me with you. Yes. I was just getting the mini, which that piece just kept rolling.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Oh yeah, I can't tap this one. Hey,
Yeah, I did the same thing. Ah!
It let go.
You can help? Do you need your bridge?
Oh, the bridge.
It's a step too far.
Nixie. There we go. She'll figure it out. What was I doing? Getting this up for you. Yes.
Because I can't read the screen from.
It's too far.
It's too far.
Yeah, dive right in there, kitten.
She's touching the...
She's touching the clay.
The wheel. He stepped in the muck.
You thing. Let's see, it's hiding just under that. There we go. There.
A kitty. Like Garner.
Hello.
Hello. Good
Yeah,
afternoon. What is everybody out there doing today?
Now where did I leave my wire tool? There it is.
On the table. Right where I left it.
This time.
Yeah.
This feels like it's a pretty friendly bag.
Yeah, which is good.
This was another not in the box bag, so I have no idea how old this particular thing of clay is.
Yeah.
So this may be one of the...
Okay. That was cute too. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I put your bridge back in place. In comes the nose again. Yeah, careful there, kitten. Don't fall into the water.
That would be really,
Or the-
really messy.
The water-like substance. Because, oh, that bucket has one of the smaller proportions of clay in it.
Yeah, but she stepped down into the muck in the
Wheelhead?
wheelhead.
Oh, really?
And then
now she's cleaning her feet.
I'm heading off to a friend's woodshop to build a ukulele.
Oh,
Those pictures.
there we go. That's another piece. Oh, I don't need to double check the quantity of black candles currently made.
Oh,
See whether or not we're gonna have enough for this batch of cups.
yeah.
Otherwise, I'll have to get some handles made for this stuff.
And somebody joined over there. Didn't come up over
Nix,
here.
get off the computer! Juliana.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Don't climb the screen. You know, when our previous cats were young, screens were big enough for cats to sit on.
This is a cold
Big
one.
magic.
Good afternoon. Doing some black clay today. Doing
Yes, it looks chocolate brown right now. It will turn black in the fire.
making the cups for doing more of those message mugs.
Yes, and we need to do at least one squashed fairy on black.
Yeah. And that would be for carpets.
Watching the kitten bounce off the walls on the other side of the room for the moment.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
And what are you doing today?
Nix, do not run off with my wire tool. It's brand new. Nope. Mine.
And once
Not
again,
cat toy.
there's something people want to see me throw, just comment.
And we can alter the size of some of these
Yeah.
hunks of clay.
Yes, good afternoon. Here's this little mini.
Yes, I know I need to take stuff off this end of the cake, okay? Not a toy. It was bad enough when she was attacking me when I was trying to brush and rebraid my hair earlier.
Yeah, she's being kind of maniacal. Well, as kittens tend to be at times.
Yeah. And after we finish doing throwing, we'll be moving the camera and going on to handles.
Moving on to handles.
And scratched fairies.
Yes. Squishing those fairies.
And then the last little bit out of the bag
And there we go.
is another 9-ounce piece.
Okay.
Here we go. Your hands are all gooey.
And get the clay wet, then it doesn't stick to the back. That's why I dry my hands off between each piece. It's a bit easier to do throwing when you're not wearing 4 layers of clothing and a hat. And
Nix, leave my thing of tools alone. No. No. Not for kittens. Here, my shoulder. Oh shoot, my braid is in his head.
you think it's bad that she's going after the end of your braid?
Yeah, the other night, apparently she leapt up and went after my brother's beard.
Ended up with quite a scratch on his lip.
And cuts on the upper lip bleed. Well. And then if you're anemic on top of that, you bleed even better.
Uh-huh.
These cuts don't get infected? No, my tool. You, give it. As when it came to naming the kitten, we did not give in to the urge to I will get rid of this twist tie. Go with the Discworld kitten name of you. Although, you know, is that your middle name there, Nix?
Nix you.
Nix, you stop it!
Yeah.
I have to use these tools in a little bit. I want them to stay accessible. I need to,
Joe.
actually I need to wash off my hands because I've got black on them right now. And as soon as she's off my back again, I will put my braids on the back of my shirt again. Yeah, what's the matter? The human shoulders keep getting smaller? I don't know how that could be happening. There we go. Yeah, gotta love the oh, the end of the braid was already damp. That was unpleasant.
Yeah. Yeah.
This cup can go up here. This cup can go over here. So that you have some shelf space to put things onto. Right back, just gotta wash my hands.
Because we don't have a sink in here. Because it's an enclosed deck. So she has to go to the garage where the nearest sink is. Oh, it's where the messy one is. Oh, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. She'll be right back.
Back! Back! There we go. Normally it's not so much of an issue that washing my hands between colors. But going straight from black to
White.
white. Speaking of cross-contamination of colors, this bag has red in it. There we go. This one looks to be largely white. So you reuse the same Ziploc bags
For months.
for months, yeah. Until they develop basically air leaks.
Most people would call those holes.
Yes. But sometimes they're not visible.
Yeah.
Or they're places where the Ziploc gives up the ghost.
Yeah.
The closure dies. These handles loaded into the bag so that they don't dry too much. Because they're already kind of on the front side. Which is the reason why when the kitten walked on them a few minutes ago, they didn't acquire footprints.
Which is too bad.
Which is too bad, yes. But yeah, apparently just like Desi, all you have to do is put plastic over the handles and they're valid walking targets. One bag of handles. There was space inside the bag. Yeah. These are Scotch. Hello.
Hello. Doing some big brick mugs today. If there's something people want to see me throw, just comment.
Yeep. I know a lot of people online have been talking about the fact that they're using enforced indoor time to get some project stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't really change our process that much because we work from home.
Yeah.
Well, more days than not. Obviously, we're not heading out to any events anytime soon.
Not until June. So.
Yeah. Has Makeround officially canceled yet?
No, not
Okay.
officially. Not that I've seen. I'd have to
I
look
was
it
curious.
up. Their pay.
I have to look it up, yeah. Okay. I gotta take the cups thrown a few days ago. But we were drawing paint yesterday because things weren't quite the right consistency to do the next step to.
Yeah.
Cover them up instead. Yeah, play with the blinds pulled. That's acceptable. No, not stamp. I don't want to stamp these immediately.
No. You want to get.
I have to sculpt on the barn first. Put that there.
Yeah, I can use that one then.
What I'll do is we'll go through and get them all off of their backs first. And then I will start making squashed berries. Kind of amusing considering our favorite to play D&D characters are pixies.
Yeah.
And there are times where our DM would love to simply, squash them under a cup.
Yeah. Well, we've started up the Discord server for virtual events. It's called Summits Virtual Events because that's who we were talking to at the time.
Yep. But obviously, you don't need to live in the summits if you're attending a place virtually.
Yeah, and what we're going to do is have a multiplayer game.
Yep, my brother's doing the research for that, finding ones that are A, free, and B, that are team games.
Yeah.
And C, have large enough max number of players kind of thing.
So anybody's interested in that, you can either PM me and I can send you the link, or search Summit's virtual event on Discord.
Or on Facebook. Either one of those will get you to the link to add into the server.
Yeah. It's just a different...
Another stream of communication for people.
Yeah.
Who are used to being able to, talk in person.
There's also just an SCA.
It's the Known World Discord.
Which is server. And within the servers, you have different channels. And we have, since...
And we've set it up that way for the Summits one as well. So if you want to discuss ANS, there's an ANS, basically chat room. It's also a place to share links if you guys are going to be, doing a bit of live streaming yourself.
Yeah.
Fighters posting telework videos.
Yeah.
I saw it go by this morning. Which is cool. It's just sharing content.
Yeah.
Always interesting watching the distortion on pieces when you're coloring them in.
You go tall. No, go wide.
We are not making bolds today.
That was the other day.
Yes.
And as always, we're still open from doing custom orders and shipping them to people right now.
Yes. Shipping works.
Oh, Lindy, good afternoon. Hope your day is doing well. Smooth off those lines.
May have to go rummage for a semi curved object to make the impression, to make the space for the fairies. As I'm giving it thought. But looking around the space, oh, the top of the skull. Hand me the skull.
I'll hand you your there.
Yes. Give me York. Yeah, because maybe not the top, maybe the back here. Let's go. It was one of the more interesting expenses and tools that was purchased over the years for the business. One plastic anatomic model skull.
Yes.
She's turning on the blinds. I'm like, what is that sound? No, never mind. Of course it's the kitten. Go, and now I can trade out these pieces for those pieces on that shelf. Like to start to do off my fingers. I'm always nervous about leaving things on that very top shelf. Afraid that I'll forget them up there. Out of sight, out of mind, very much above eye line.
As I said to somebody earlier, who's roughly our same height, is, whoa, that's a tall order. She goes, yeah, very tall order for a very short person.
Take it out at the knees, look it in the eye.
Yeah. I think just take those. We won't be having the next part 3 of our electrical work done this month.
No. But in part because she is swamped.
Yeah. She works for an alarm company.
Being the support crew out there. Not knock off the cartridge. So apparently she's enjoying the sun-warmed plaster bat over there.
Yeah.
With its little towel over it.
Yesterday it was sunny. We did a little bit of gardening in our backyard.
Yes.
For a couple hours. And then we were retired.
Pulled out ivy sprouts and holly sprouts.
And blackberries.
And evil blackberry sprouts. Hard to say which of the three is actually worse.
Oh, yeah.
I think ivy is, not ivy, but I think that the holly is probably the least offensive. It's less virulent and less spiky.
Yeah. But it can suffocate other plants, like a big tree.
I'm talking about the holly,
Or
not
the
the
holly.
ivy.
I thought you said
Ivy is
ivy. I thought you said less spiky, so I...
Well, holly is less spiky than blackberries.
But the one that's the least spiky is
The least
damn
spiky
ivy.
one is the ivy, but it's quite virulent. Apparently things like to sprout in our yard. We've also had to pull up oak saplings. She's allergic to oak, by the way.
Oak trees are very beautiful.
At a distance, on the other side of glass.
Yeah. I never realized how allergic to oak I was until I moved out of the Bay Area years ago. And
then
the
went
next
back
spring.
for a visit.
Oh yeah, then we went back for a visit and it was good. Oh God.
No.
I hadn't had
Hay fever.
in almost a year. Because I had hay fever. I had allergies 12 months out of the year.
And then when it's your normal state of being, you don't notice it.
Yeah.
Which folder did I put that in? I'm getting to a point where I'm almost ready to start fairy carving, so.
You're fairly close.
That's a better one to pull from. You have to leave there, you could go like that. And this I need to zoom in. This program works differently than the other one.
Of course, this is a different machine.
There we go. Now I have all my source stuff up. There.
And since we each Moving. Shove.
Shove, shove. Kind of like packing, only not. It's the shove, shove, shove.
And someday we'll actually get to doing something about that. Well, I think
About what?
The damn pedal.
That thing. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, that worked really well. Look,
Oh, yeah.
nicely domed foot now. A little bit of percussion. You can instantly tell which ones have thicker feet.
Yeah.
There we go. 3. This is actually going much easier than I feared. Mind you, the thought of that is like I'm doing this to the back of the plastic skull. I'm like, yeah, I'm taking the cup and pounding it lightly on the back of the skull. I'm like, oh, I think I've had one of those headaches.
I think everybody has.
Emanating right down the back of the skull. Yep. This was a thinner bottom. All I had to do was push.
Yeah. And then once you get the fairies sculpted all handles.
Yep. Do you want to put the maker's mark on at the base of the handle rather than on the underside?
Yeah,
of the
that's
cup?
what I was thinking.
Okay.
You could put the year on the bottom of the cup.
Yes. And I'll do that relatively small.
Yeah.
It's not often that the underside of the cup is being used for a decorative space.
Yeah.
Go. More. There. And I'll put yours back on the shelf now. He's done his duty.
Yeah.
There. There we go. Next, don't try to. If the bird's on the outside of the window, it's not. No! Leave that string alone. Nix, no.
That would be bad, Nix.
I have a squirt bottle out here. You're not safe.
Not safe from the wrath of the squirt bottle. Dun dun dun.
This morning I was doing something over at the stove. And she started walking over there. She's like, well, what you doing? I just turned it off after making the cheesy toast.
Uh-huh.
So when she started walking over there, I picked up the squirt bottle and set it there, facing her. And she's like, okay, got it. This is a note.
I'm going. Yep, I don't want to be squirted. It's a universal thing for cats. Squirt.
It's very rare the cats that like squirt bottles.
Yeah.
I have seen footage of them.
Yeah.
And they're like dog-like in their behavior of, I want to tap the squirt bottle.
Hello, Octar. Huh. Good afternoon. What are you up to today? I'm doing big
What are
black
we up to?
mugs.
About 5 foot.
About 5 foot, yes. But
Oh, I moved this bat out of the way of you blazing in that sunbeam. You are happy now.
you have a nice warm spot now.
It's like she's
kitty,
half
that is,
relaxed. She's all sprawled but perked upwards as well.
Perched, ready to
Boy.
spring.
Yes, that's kind of what I was afraid of. Especially after she used me as a hopscotch point across the kitchen the other night.
Yeah.
Including climbing up onto my head.
Bend over to put stuff in the dishwasher.
And
Leaps onto your back in a single bound from across the room.
Help. The truly ground. Find it then later. Now to. Oh, I should also grab the order forms. I think all the orders for the Scotch Ferries are all female, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have to do any dangly bits today.
No dangly bits today. Nope.
It'll be interesting to see what sort of ratio male to female we're going to have to make with those.
Yeah.
These special ones.
Just use this. Get the unevenness off the top. That bit. Nice bait.
Because one of them has to be. Actually, I suppose there's one that is not a normal fairy. One of them will get a red cap.
Yes.
I may have to wrap one of the cups then because I need to pull up source material.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to have to get my sculpture tools that I hid from the kit. Well, they're precisely the sort of thing that she'd like instantly run off with. She loves sticks. Isn't that right, little Mexico? You getting all sun drunk over there?
Dice bait.
Dice bait? Oh.
The little bits that are, if they're big enough, they're going over there to be dice bait.
Top of the board is clean. Nix? No. Do not steal the leg I just made.
That just sounds bizarre. I'll have you know.
Yeah. Well, there seems to be a lot of those statements involving the kitten.
Yeah.
Hi. Stay out of the bag.
There we go.
Kelly Frazier. Good afternoon. Doing big black mugs. Big black mugs. They were once for the Latin sayings.
Next, leave the tools alone. Next, you two obstruppers, I'll put you back in the house. No, my tools. I will get the squirt bottle. Oh, now you're moving on to the next cup.
What is it with you and staring at the ceiling? What's up there?
It's making you so nervous. What's on the ceiling that we can't see?
There's one spot in the family room she's always staring at.
Yeah. Oh, you. I need the tools close enough to use.
Yes. Lisa, good afternoon.
Hello.
After I finish with the mugs here, I'm going to be putting handles on cups. Right now, what Sarah's doing is she's put
I'm
the
building
first of
little
the
squash
berries for the bottoms of the mugs.
Little tiny gesture drawings in clay.
Yeah, but they're cute.
And little less than that. Flat. There. I think I have first. Don't stick. You're not glued in place yet. Switch tool.
Three more to go. Then on to the handles. Julian Schmidt, good afternoon. How are you doing today? I'm doing some big black mugs for the same mugs. The bigger they are, the longer the seam can be, after all.
Yes. Particularly those honey pot shaped ones, they had the longest sayings.
Yeah.
The right shape. Tool!
And those weren't short sleeve top. It's warm today. After snowing all weekend, it turned into spring overnight.
Yeah, because now it's like 72 degrees. I am regretting my long sleeve shirt out here now.
Yeah.
That's too much goop. And I'll figure out which is the right tool to apply that little bit of decoration.
Yeah, the first one or two will be the hardest, and then after that, after a while, you'll get into a groove of doing them.
Yeah, and it'll become roach.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that I've got this little gesture drawing of a sculpture, I make sure the cup sits level. There!
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so, sans handle as of yet, mug, squashed fairy on the bottom. Probably out of focus. That's how close it is to the camera. One. I only have 8 more to go today.
No.
Okay, next.
There we go. Or do get that. Things will dry a little more evenly at the bottom that way. In theory.
In here.
Oh, there isn't. Not too much. That was the bed at the end of the row bumping into the door.
I should probably stack those up a little more compactly now. So you have space for the last two.
Yeah.
Also, packing them on the shelf a certain way will aid in them drying correctly.
Yeah.
Some pieces you want to dry quicker than others. Certain times of the year you need to pack them differently. You're not getting into my tools again, are you, kitten? Yes. Yes, she is. Nix. That spray bottle. Nix. I will ward you off. Tools. See? Tools mean water. I did it like I did to your plant in your bedroom. I sprayed the tools. And she's like, oh, is that it then? Maybe I'll go elsewhere. Hi. Even as nearsighted as I am, that was too close.
Here's down. I had one person ask me, how do you know how thick the bottom is? And it was kind of like, yeah, it's practice. But there was one instructor that advocated using a pin tool to poke through the bottom. And that way you can measure how thick it is.
Mono teaching us that.
And it was always, don't. I'm not putting a hole in the bottom of my piece.
Bottom of my cup, bowl, plate,
Practice.
what have you.
It's practice. I mean, you can do that. Might be good for people who are just beginning, but I tried that a couple times and I never could get rid of that little pinhole look in the surface, and I didn't like it.
Because it made an imperfection.
Yeah, it made it wasn't a hole because it closes back up, but it would leave an imperfection in the bottom of your piece. And I think it was instructor at Cal State Hayward that also advocated that.
Sounds about right. Which
Which
is now
makes
Cal
sense.
State East Bay.
For those Bay Area people, it's Cal State East Bay now. It's in Hayward. They also have a branch in Walnut Creek. So, and
Which is the
Walnut
reason
Creek
why
didn't
this-
like being called Cal State Hayward, so they changed the name of it to Cal State East Bay. It just seemed silly. Well, there was Chabot College, which was a community college in Hayward. They had a satellite campus out in Livermore, the other side of the hills, in the East Bay. And for the longest time, they were Chabot Valley campus. But after about 20 years of that, they decided they wanted to have their own name.
And they became Las Positas Community College.
So it was the Chabot Las Positas Community College District. Because they were still one college. But they had to come up with this fancy way of connecting them.
Oh,
Yes,
you know,
there-
the units transferred really easily between the two.
Because it was all in college. Yep. Yeah, but mine went back far enough that some of my records were on microfilm. Because when I went back to school in the late 90s.
I nearly lost a leg.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Now you know where I was originally from now, don't you? Okay, and there we go. One with a fancy little lip on it. I think this is our I think
Ooh, nice.
watching some of those videos has affected.
Yeah,
the shape.
Watching
I'm watching
Time
them.
Team.
Yeah, Tiny Team, and look at all those nice lips on there.
They have affected your root shape,
Yeah,
which is a very diagnostic feature on pottery,
apparently, yeah.
except for certain time periods. And this potter right here. The thing is, and that was a factor that Eleanor picked up on, was root shape.
Yeah. Who's asked me lots of questions on the pottery. And he's made some ceramic cookpots, which came out nicely, by the way.
Yes, they did.
She's had a bit of a learning curve with the handles, which she'll be the first one to tell you all about it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because it's not like putting a handle on a cup. You want it to, if it's just out like that, you want it to angle up, not just
Well, if you think
come
about
straight out.
how a lot of modern pot handles are.
Yeah, which makes sense. It's kind of like, yeah, and the different kinds of handles, and just lots of very intelligent questions.
Yes. There we go. This one's gonna be cut.
But that's not her main focus.
No.
Although she's always liked pottery.
Yes. She got into doing pottery so that she'd have the appropriate tools to cook her medieval veggies.
Well, she'd already done pottery on and off for a couple of decades. But yeah, mostly off. She'd do it for a while, then wouldn't have the facilities to do it, so she wouldn't do it anymore.
Because pottery does require a lot of specialized tools if you're actually going to take a piece to completion.
But she works for university, and so she can use their facilities, their ceramics lab. But she's very limited as to what she can use because, well, it is a school and you can only use school supplies, which makes sense because, well,
you don't want to contaminate things because the presence of, say, a chemical in the lab, all you need is one careless student using that oxide, and they can contaminate an entire 5 or 20 gallon batch of clay or glaze.
which is not good.
No, because cross-contamination that can destroy the food safety of the glaze because you're throwing off its chemical composition.
Yeah.
And that's no fun. No fun for anyone. Not all glazes in college workshops are actually food safe.
Because a lot of times they make their own glazes because it's a lot cheaper. That being said, the same recipe, you change your water source, can change your clay drastically. I found this out when we moved out of the Bay Area. Even the same batch of chemicals. And it turned my wonderful apple green glaze into something, this acid, matte, nasty looking, metallic looking green glaze. And what the difference was? Water.
Just the water source.
It's just different tap water.
Which is one of the reasons why now we use only distilled or filtered water.
Mostly distilled.
To water the glazes down.
And we use commercially made glazes because that way we can say our stuff is food safe.
We can control it because the individual tests to prove any given batch of glaze.
Doesn't matter the size of batch.
Doesn't matter the size of batch. But to do it so you can prove, so you can 100% say that the glaze is food safe, not that the recipe is food safe.
Is to have it tested.
Is to have it tested. And those tests are expensive.
Yeah.
clays today.
So even though it was fun to make the glazes, it's also frustrating because
Yeah. You unless you're the only one using the studio, you don't know if somebody else has contaminated one of the
just like
ingredients.
you dip a bowl in one glaze, turn over and dip the other half in another glaze. There's that crossover point, and that can contaminate the batch,
Yep.
which really kind of sucks. But
Yeah.
because it looks really cool to have.
Oh, the crossover points are gorgeous.
Yeah, but yeah.
Gorgeous. Not repeatable. And you have the thing is you'd also have to test the combination of the two glazes.
Yeah.
Because stable glaze plus stable glaze does not necessarily make stable glaze.
Yeah.
You have to worry because there's so much in the way of variation.
There's so much chemistry involved, which I think is part of what really intrigued Eleanor.
Yeah.
Because all the science. Well, she is part of a science-based industry.
Her specialty is plants.
Plants, botany, which is really cool. And I'm done. I was looking for the next piece of clay.
You get so caught up in discussion that you don't realize that you finished your supplies.
Yeah.
Okay, in which case what I need to do is pick up the camera. Pardon everybody for, the camera that's about to move. And it's gonna have to go on this side. Hover camera, hover camera, hover camera. If I put it on the table itself, we'll be able to have like a top down. Move that, move this, move that. That can stay put. Ooh, crunchy towel. Crunchy towel in Pottery Studio means, clay.
It's dry. Wait,
Sorry for the
dry
bumpy.
clay.
Okay, and there. Now, I need to check that out.
Yeah.
Tighten the lever down. There we go. And I will take this camera. And there. Do you want this chair? Do you want the comfy chair?
I want the comfy chair.
Okay, let me grab my tools.
Just switch
Tool
sides.
scroll. And the cup I'm currently working on. I just sat in that chair because it was the one facing where you were working.
Oh yeah, and also
Oh, and now I need to move the finished ones. Okay, this one's done and ready for handles. The handles are in the tan drawer.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, why don't you go wash your hands?
That was the thing. Let's also look at hands. I'll be right back.
Yes, I'm getting a different view now. Don't worry, kitten, she'll be right back. Go. This one can have its body twisted to that side. That's arm material. I need legs now. Oh, I know, it's terrible. Did she leave the room? Did she leave the room, Nix? let's see. Let's see, did I get this the right scale? Yeah. Pinch that off about there. No, there's no pre-planning that I'm doing in terms of the angle or pose of any given one of these little fairies. Oh, sadness, sadness meow. Squish, squish. Ooh, you have like no material for your foot. There we go. Have that back on. This, and then maybe I'll turn it like, ow. Yeah, that is definitely, there. That looks thoroughly squashed. And I'll carefully peel back up the pieces individually. Sit it in the goop.
Soup in there.
Ooh, there's going to be soup. Ah, nice.
Standing at the stove stirring this good. I guess we go see a soup
Nice.
with that voice. This one.
And there is a second drawer of those as well. That asked about 2 days ago if we ever did handles live, and here we are. Handle attachment. I was pulling handles that day.
Need to get the tool from up there. With the wheel. I took off my shoes
Where did you leave them?
in the house.
I didn't see you back out here barefoot.
Well, I'm gonna have to sigh. Get some goo off the tool that I want to use. There we go.
Trying to. These pieces are still damp enough. Oh no, no, don't crush it. This arm is starting to stick itself down.
Oh dear.
No, I don't want to get the tool goo. What I do is I just go dip. Find art of developing
There we
that
go.
randomly squashed look.
There we go. This handle looks good on this guy. Oh, but this one doesn't have. Never mind. I
Yeah, you
do that.
can't start with that pile.
Looks okay on this one.
You have. This is number 3. I bet it's this one.
Yes, this one. But it didn't. It was too
Yeah,
big
it's
for
too
that
big
one.
for that one.
I could just leave that one for here for right now. So I'm just put it on that cup. Oh, here we go. Here's a smaller handle. That one will look better.
Some hands. Some little toes. This one first before squish. There we go. Careful. Just
It's over there.
Thank you. Otherwise, I spent so much time picking the clay back off of the tools and making irritated sounds at her.
This doesn't happen often.
No more than reason. I'll give this one a break.
There we go.
Yes, number 3, already starting to get a bit bored. Turn that down.
That'll get quick, like handles.
Yeah. Well, I'm already on number 3.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's, and they're really cute. You do the gesture drawings.
Yes. There we go, braided hair. Make sure none of that sticks up too far. Squish. Wings, that's what I still need to do. The little individual pieces here. And making the wings look like they're crushed too.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's squished onto the underside of a cup, the wings don't stay crisp.
Oh. There we go. Here.
Oh, why don't you set that on the board?
That's kind of
Oh,
funny.
did you put the Maker's Mark stamp on the handle?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Because of
Right.
it's all these little differences. It's in the little cup thing over there.
The cup is over there.
Oh, and I didn't put the year on that one.
Why'd you do that? There.
Nope, don't stick yet. You don't have any goop. Squish, 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 squish.
There we go. This one's good. Stamp in here. Cool. I'm gonna have dirty feet. Don't you? Wow. Stubbins in.
Stubbins in the bag.
Stubbins in the stubbin bag.
Remember to get the year on this one.
Oh, good.
There. Steal this one for a moment.
Don't need to close the bag yet.
You have a lot more handles to do. There. Now both of these have. Next one.
These are
Oh,
kids.
flat kitten.
And it's, You said kitten.
Did I mention you? Did I mention you? Maybe this one will have an extra small squished fairy. Very.
Yeah. It don't go over.
This one. All these little tiny pieces of foil. But you can't make up in advance because otherwise it would dry out. Because they're so small. Make sure I get the legs the same length.
It's warmer on the side.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Must be an extra cozy spot right there, huh?
Yeah, she has that run over look right now, doesn't she?
She got run over by a sunbeam. But she doesn't want to go to sleep. She might miss something.
He's so cute.
The reason we've been doing throwing early afternoon.
So that it's warm out here.
Yeah, we wait for the sun to
Kelly and Jenna's watching. Hello.
Hello.
Our apologies if we missed looking at. Oh, we have Catherine. Hello.
How are you guys doing today? Doing anything interesting?
That wing's too small. I want bigger wings. Bigger wings.
'Cause she's making the squashed fairies to go on the bottoms of cups. And then I'm putting the handles on. Earlier what I was doing, if you go back to the beginning of the video, I was throwing big black cups to put the Latin sayings on.
And one or two of them get fairies?
Well, I think 2 of them get fairies.
Okay.
Because
You can
Torvalder. Yes, I'll send the word to Kim wrong. Wanted the nice village shaped one.
And he wanted light colored fairies on the bottom of the black cups.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember all the little details.
From the looks of it, it could be like light colored slip over it. But
It's hard to say. I will take a closer look.
Yeah.
But yeah, gotta make sure I match the wing size here.
So if anybody else wants to just contact us.
Here, turn over the one you're working on right now. Yep. Ah, here. Yeah. There we go. Got the lighting on it now.
That's great.
Social distancing, yes.
Yes.
This way we can hang out with people from the safety of the other side of a screen.
Gonna try to do more streaming, so,
So people can have human contact without being within germ range.
Yeah, and so we can have human contact too. But we had gotten used to, after living on the coast for over a decade, of not seeing anybody for weeks at a time.
Months. During certain points of the year.
During the winter, we wouldn't see anybody unless we went to the store or to the post office. We knew the ladies at that post office.
Yeah, we knew the local postal workers pretty well. The ones that worked
all
the office.
Maybe 5 of them.
4.
4.
It was only 5 if you included the postmaster.
Which, if anybody's ever read Discworld series, going postal, all the dude needed was the gold hat.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, but yeah, so we weren't isolated anymore. Which is kind of
pandemic.
Yeah.
Those stores here are crazy. We haven't gone out since.
Probably go to the store to get like some fresh veg.
Yeah. luckily, well, having been living on the in an isolated area for so long, we'd also gotten used to stocking up and hunkering down by default.
Yeah. Because we just did.
Yeah.
Got to the point, well, there's nothing worth going outside for.
Yeah.
But this isn't supposed to be the isolated time of the year.
No, we're supposed to be able to get out and see people.
Yeah, we can't even visit family members right now. They're too far away. They're in other counties, basically.
We don't have daily contact with them, so thus we are not going to risk sharing germs
One way or the
one
other.
way or the other.
Well, with the it's almost going to be 94 at the end of May.
Yeah. Talk about high risk category. We love our family, which is the reason why we're not visiting them right now.
I can contact them through text.
Yep.
And we're not going to go visit other family members that are in the hospital recovering from a stroke.
Yeah, not related to current things. Is they're not in the hospital.
They've been in the
due to this.
hospital since November.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, well, now, no, it's love you dearly, Barrett. We can
We'll
talk to you on
see
the phone.
We'll see you when this is blown over.
And by then, hopefully she'll be doing a lot better. We should call her tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were funny, so we were within
Visiting range.
visiting range of family. And then this.
And now it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So it's a thing. Also, with the travel means very little income.
Yep.
Because this is how we make our living. But we have our website,
Yep.
and we are going to be running specials every week until,
We're no longer in isolation mode.
yeah. So this week is, oh, what was that?
Okay. Oh, got a message from Restream. We've now received 100 messages through that server. I'm
Oh,
like, what's
cool.
this line of text? Cool. Recently, Restream, which is the service we have this running through, switched it up so that messages will go out via will come up on the screen if you chat via
Facebook.
Thank you. I lost my words.
Oh, then we also
We also
broadcast
have-
it to Twitch and to YouTube. We could also broadcast it to Discord. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
When I was looking up to download Discord on,
Okay, so I need to.
yeah, so we could also be, because
I
there's
will-
the
oh,
virtual.
I will
we can-
check to make sure that that is not one of the
Pay ones.
pay ones. Yes.
Yeah.
Because it used to be that that Facebook was a pay only to stream to one, but they changed that up, which is nice.
There's lots of, if you type in Discord browser, it
Cool.
comes up with a lot of Discord stuff. Because that's where we have, we started a Discord server for virtual events. That way we can share. It doesn't, it says summits virtual.
It's Summit's hosted
Fit.
basically.
Yes. Which, we don't live in the summits.
Did you get too warm, kitten?
But, this type of thing is start up virtual events.
Yeah. So that way, like
So-
this, we can hang out. Not very. Yeah. Pardon if any of us have with us it's just stuffy noses from hay
we
fever.
were out in the backyard doing some gardening yesterday and everything is starting to bloom.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Yep.
So what are other people doing today? There we go. Here comes.
Here comes the kitten. Okay. Well, this is going. See, this one's got a small fairy.
Yeah. You leave that alone.
Go and mix it up. Don't eat the clay! Seriously? That's not butter. Nix! It's one thing to be drinking the water, but really? She's eating the slip.
That's going to go through you.
Hey kitten, you want to sit on the lap? No, getting back over that way? Well, with her coat being largely dark colored, I bet you she's
Yeah.
it swiftly
Sunny
impacted.
today. So it's nice and warm in here. She was laying in the sun coming through the window. Because she's an indoor only cat.
Yup.
Because, well, when you buy a Bengal, you have to sign something saying that they'll be indoor only.
Yes.
Because
They have a lot of wild instincts, and they would be very detrimental to local bird populations.
yeah,
Also,
or
it's
people
just
have chickens.
yeah.
That would be bad. Well, I haven't heard any chickens in this neighborhood.
You're right.
Before we moved,
Several people around us had chickens.
we had
The insane rooster.
the insane rooster next door. Then there was the feral chickens that we kept having to run out of our carport and off of our deck because we're pooping on everything.
Ugh. Yes. I
That
have
was a
nothing
thing.
against chickens. I have issues with chicken poop everywhere. She is now back to sunning.
Did you put the ear on this one?
I don't think I did.
So I do the scoring on here and the attachment points. I use the goo here, just slip. Didn't leave any marks on here where it was.
Prepping to put the dawn at?
I don't think so. And I mark where the handle's gonna go. You can use a tool or thumbnails
She generally uses thumbnails.
because fewer things to be holding on to.
Fewer things to misplace on the table.
Where's it? Where's that tool I
Where's
just
my
had 30
tool?
seconds ago?
Yes.
Anybody who does any kind of craft work will understand that one.
I'm starting to run out of little bits of clay.
Little bits and bobs. I'm not doing any bobs right now.
Nope. Be careful leaning back.
Ah, yes.
You have a kitten perching behind you. Apparently, it's getting a little warm over by the window.
Well, it's 75 in here.
Oh, she saw a bird fly by. Oh, and there's a bug walking on the window.
Oh dear. Anything that moves is fair game. And some things that don't. Well, she's
young.
5 months old.
She is young and very, very alert.
Yes. She's clay cat number 3. The older two decade.
Yeah. Is that my clay? There's my clay.
Which is probably getting heavy enough that we could get
Paw prints.
from her now.
Yeah. The end of that scrap of clay was getting a little too dry to make these little sculpted pieces out of.
Yeah. That would be the case because there's so little mass. With being warmer and not 80% humidity.
Yeah. It's down to 60% humidity. And up to 76.
Cool. Of course, the thermometer is way up there.
Yeah. Let's see, the one next to the computer says 74. So it's
Oh.
not that different.
Cool.
I can't read that one. Yeah, we do have 3 different thermometers in the room.
Well, one of them came with a clock. Another one, the clock we had died, so we had to get a clock out here. And the other, we have a weather station so we can
Track the temperature from inside the house, which is important when we're trying to run the dehumidifier. And you can't run that below certain temperatures.
Yeah. And they go on sideways.
Rolling up my arms. Some elbows.
Listen to that. So can you from
Yeah, well, they didn't get bagged until today, and I pulled them the other day.
I know, I was just saying, I'll keep that up. Good. Oh, there we go. Only found one that looked good on this cup.
I keep breaking off these ridiculously small pieces of clay.
I have nimble fingers. I have crushy fingers. Not that I couldn't do that, it's just that you're usually doing those little,
I'm usually doing these little finicky tasks while you're doing other things.
yeah.
She keeps going back and forth between the shade and the sun now. Nope, that's still too much. Are you a roasty toasty kitten?
Silly kitty.
Well, she's probably 75% black fur.
Or at least dark brown.
Very dark brown.
Very dark brown.
There we go. I have the structures built. Now I have to peel all of it. No, don't stick, don't stick. Not yet.
Press that handle. Well, the handles are sturdier. And little stampy dude.
Carefully make all these delicate little pieces. Arrange them on the cup. And I have to peel them back up so I can get them glued in place.
Yeah, it's kind of like doing tile work. Of course, then I have to think about how many
I
people-
did tile work as a starting when I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, suppose
of people have done like mosaic and stuff like that. It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of like you have the two rough surfaces. You put the goop of whatever nature it's going to be.
Be it mastic for laying tiles, or in this case, slip, which we generally refer to as, well, as she said, goop. Actually, your leg looks better right there. It stay.
And then, you know, like when you're doing sheetrock, you have goop, which is joint compound.
Wasn't there a couple of brands when I was a kid that were actually called goop?
There was something that was called that. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it might have even been actual glue.
Well, there was shoe goop. No, shoe goo.
Shoe goo. There was something, you're right, there was something called goo. I don't remember now. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
You don't realize how regional brands are until you move.
Like when we moved just into a different place in the same state, and we went looking for grabber screws, only to discover that was a area brand.
That's a brand name. And nobody knew what we were talking about.
Turns out they were
The
sheetrock
sheetrock
screws.
Yeah. Here we go.
Go. It's 1 foot.
I'm not cutting with you.
Yeah, well, this part's kind of slow.
Also, yeah, handle. They're just regular handles too,
Yeah.
so. Oop. Got to have that belly button in there.
Yes, this one's actually somewhat face up. It's gonna have boobs.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's gonna be too big. So Vicky is the little one. Boop. Now Becky just joined. Hello.
Doing handles and doing squashed fairies on the bottom of cups today.
When your fingers are too big.
Yeah, that's when you need tools. It's when your fingers are too big or too small. But too big is more frustrating.
Especially when your hands are small to begin with. It's like, what do you mean my fingers are too small? They're too large for this. It's just wrong. Oh wait, no, I don't want to. Oh, she could go like that. And then back with the tool. I need that tool.
Okay, squeeze the next one. Let's start, just getting them all.
Oh, that looks really cute.
Go. Let's see.
Let me finish your hand. Look, little tiny face. I still have to do one arm and I have to add the texture to the wings. We check that out.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to turn one over because most of them have been face down.
Alright.
Now switch tools again.
Still want to put the handles on before we put the fairy on the bottom because the handle will get in the way.
Yes.
That would be bad.
And now that the sculpture is complete, There you go. Next.
That one. So I already have the handle ready.
If anyone has any questions, let us know. We'll try to keep looking up at the screen every once in a while here.
No, that looks better on this one here. The handle for that one. I pulled the handles the other day,
And then they get bagged up.
and they have to sit and firm up some. Then they get put in a bag, ready for use. Then you have to find the right handle to go with the right cut. Oh, that looks good. That one will do. That big's
I think, yeah.
I'm gonna have to let's just start in on the next bag over, which isn't over full. Because the handle stubs get turned into
Dice.
independents. There. And now I can close this one. Okay. And I'm back. The bags are on the floor.
Yeah.
Ish. You look better that way. Yes, you do. It's just cutting these little bits off to adjust the angle that the handle's sitting. There we go. There go. This, that. Probably not fun, not very interesting to watch after the first couple of them.
Oh, yeah, not so much.
People want to see how they're done. What I'm gonna do this weekend is do a stream of me painting. Because people keep wanting to see that. But it's like watching paint dry. How could that be very interesting? But it's kind of like, no, we've had a lot of people that, they like being part of, watching the creative process. Yep, and it's okay. Thelma really likes us to sit there and paint.
Yeah, we've had plenty of people, say that it's great fun to watch us paint.
It's good. Really? I thought that would be boring. So it's good. Like, we'll do one this weekend. See how people like it.
And if you want to see a time lapse of that process, it's the opening video over on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
I believe it's like 6-8 hours of work compressed into like 4 or 5 minutes. As we figured out how to do the time lapse option on the camera. You just have to sit there and listen to it snap a picture every
Second.
5 seconds.
Couple seconds. Yeah, it was something. I did that a couple of times.
Yeah.
We won't do that again.
I'll have to dismember this setup here.
The webcam held onto the tripod with a
Hair tie.
Might want to clean off the tripod then.
Yeah, you mean before bringing it inside? Or at least, the bottoms of the feet?
Arms and the feet, maybe the legs a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
Sits next to a wheel.
In which
It's gonna
case
get
it's
there.
got spatter patterns. Fold in the wing because that looks really nice.
And that's where the thumb rest on the handles comes from. It's actually me compressing the handle to the upper lip of the cup. 75% of the weight of the cup hits on the top half of the handle. So this is the one you want to make sure.
Leverage.
You want to make sure that's good and attached, because you wouldn't want that to like just come off when you're using it. That
No.
would be really, really sad. And sometimes I kind of squish it out of being perfectly round, and I have to like mush it back into shape.
Okay, now come off, come off, come off.
And does this one have the ear on it?
I think I may have gotten distracted before I put the ear on it. Because you went, is that done yet?
So sorry. You have the appropriate tool.
Yes, I have been using this one.
Oh yeah, and it's tooth tool. I think it's like
There we go.
worked over time. Look,
That is funky.
it didn't start off like that.
No, it
It
didn't.
was.
Maybe the lumber wasn't properly aged.
Yeah,
Because it looks like the grain migrated.
it does.
Huh. Okay. Take the arms off, set those aside.
Also should make more Greek pieces soon.
Yes. We do have a number of like skiffos over on the shelf that we just need to decorate.
Yeah. I mean, bigger pieces.
Oh yes. Oh, do you want me to bring in some clay so you could throw like lost it again. Amphora.
Yeah.
Words are evasive today. Come off.
And I'll get up. Walk over. Set it on the shelf. Make sure the handle is hand-shaped.
Nix likes the office chairs that have really big backs to them, the very upholstered backs, broad top
She
edges.
doesn't like when you move it off.
No, she doesn't have sprawl space.
Yeah, Tamara liked sleeping on the back of my chair too.
Yeah, she did, didn't she?
Yeah. I can keep my eye on it this way. I don't think it's okay.
Don't need to do that. What I'm going to do is a little bit of sculpting here. This one's going to have a face, but it's turned sideways.
This is its tail.
What?
And this one's
out of
heavy.
that bag?
Out of that bag.
Yes.
And that's just the right number for these cups.
Oh, well, that's handy.
I know. Isn't that amazing? As you can tell, it doesn't happen very often.
There we go. This one's got a little pointed ear.
It's a pixie.
This one is a Pixius. I know, I don't have this one done yet. So here.
I have all the handles cut now.
I'll get the wings attached. I will then turn it over, squish it in place, and then put the detailing in on the wings.
Yeah.
Now, this wing is very crumpled, but it's that way on purpose. Just put the goop. Which is also the reason why I did not sculpt that any detail onto that hand, because it was going to go underneath the wing.
Because the more you do, the more you, oh, I can do this now. I want to do this pose now.
And now, before I sculpt any further, take it, turn it over, compress, so it gets that nice squashed look.
Yeah.
Because now I gotta blend the back into the butt. There we go. And then this tool, because this tool gives a different, nicer line for these surface details than the wood version of the same shape.
Because that has a little bit of give to it.
Yes. In which case it leaves less flashing. Oh, here.
This side looks super waiting for us.
Ooh, sweet. There we go. Only 3 more. Next mug. Oh, stretch the shoulders. I'm out of clay bits. I need to get more clay bits out of that.
The bits and bobs there. Yeah.
But yeah, York proved to be really good at creating the proper impression in the bottom of the cup.
York leaves a good impression. Yes, very. York is the plastic skull.
It is a
From
very
him-
traditional name for a plastic skull.
When we first started being asked to do skulls, we got ourselves a model skull to use.
It was about a year into making the skulls because we got tired of referring to the two-dimensional images.
Yeah. It's really tasty.
Yeah, it is. It's 76 now.
Yeah. I was tempted to take off one of my shirts. Because I have a t-shirt under my t-shirt. Wasn't sure how warm it was really going to get in here.
How warm would be?
Yeah. Wow, it's really warm, but 76. Wow.
It
Can tell it's early spring.
was a few weeks ago. It was sunny and it got up to like 80 in here.
Yeah.
It was like, what the heck? It's like summer heat. Well, early summer.
Yeah. Squish all the excess out. The best tool for this job here is the finger. the thumb here. It's the official.
Squishing thumb.
It's the right hand, it's the right thumb, not the left thumb. For whatever reason.
Okay.
It has,
Well, for her, it doesn't matter much because she's ambidextrous.
and it's kind of think that, yeah, I always use my right thumb. So I can write with either hand. A lot of things, yeah, I use the mouse left-handed. I use mouse left-handed because I had tendonitis in my right hand and it hurt to use my right hand. So someone goes, well, why don't you use your other hand? That's a good idea.
And she's never gone back to using her other hand. She's ever after
That
used
was
her right
like-
hand.
More than, it was like 25 years ago. I was thinking about that. It's cool. Yeah. When I still worked for Tradecom, I think it was one of the engineers that said, why don't you just use your other hand if it hurts? It's a good idea. I worked in an engineering department in the basement. That's where they stuck the graphic artists and document control. We were in the basement.
Some things don't change, do they? I stick the poor artists in the basement. First, considering it was a considering what the business did, what did you do in an art department for an aerospace company?
Forms, graphs, do this document, that document, use a stat camera,
What's a stat camera?
a static camera. It's probably the size of this room.
That's big.
And you put something on the thing out there, it shines it up, and then directly imprints it onto the photo paper. And then you have to do the different things. And it's black and white. No shades of gray. It's black and white. Edited test footage. You know what? Oh yeah, I also got to be document control.
Yeah.
I got to proofread and type up the procedures. Yeah, for engineers.
Fun.
Yeah.
And the name of this position was graphic artist?
Document control / graphic artist. Because I worked it was 2 different departments. Well, basically the same.
Well, okay.
There were
Worked
2
aside.
different rooms. There was 3 rooms in the, 4 rooms because there was some soldering, twiddly work in one little room. Then you had the drafting department, i.e. the 3 guys that worked in CAD. And then there was the document control, where you got asked to make copies of big drafting drawings.
So the only
And
reason
make and do copies of things. And
So the only reason why it wasn't called a copy clerk is because you worked on big things?
yeah. And well, a lot of the big drawings were in there. Not all of them, but most of them were. Yeah.
Because I'm like, that just sounds like copy clerk work to me.
Yeah, it kind of is. And I was the one who had to work on, getting computers to work because I was just getting document controls, just getting computers. The older lady just wasn't so sure about it, so I was the one mucking with the computers.
Okay, what era was this?
Early 90s?
Yes. As you talk about document control, just getting computers.
Yeah.
As compared to now where computers are they're everywhere. They're in everything. Literally. They're in your refrigerator.
they're not in our refrigerator.
No, we did not opt for that kind of
Don't just
refrigerator.
no.
Nope.
They were really expensive.
Yeah.
No, I don't want a web-enabled fridge. Plus our IT guy, i.e. Christopher, said no.
Because apparently those things lack basic firewall utilities. And last thing you want is a giant refrigerator-shaped hole in your network security.
Go.
I know.
No, it's also nope. I gotta wait. No, I mean it was good. I was about to take it out. No, those ones don't have anything on them yet.
In level 20, because we try to make sure we number everything, year everything. Because
numbered pieces.
no,
This one was 3 Castaigne.
you started numbering them there because people kept stealing your pieces.
What irritated me is I had just given it to them.
Yeah, this is long before starting the business.
This way, because I made so many pieces, I wasn't really keeping that track of. And then all of a sudden, see a piece come out, and it was kind of like that was one of my pieces.
And now it's been decorated by somebody else, and they've painted their own name on it.
Yeah, I know. Painted their name
over your initials.
But it was just one of those. Sigh. And they weren't even anything special either.
No. They're like basic cups, basic bowls.
It was a 4-hour lab class, so make a lot of pieces. They wouldn't let me challenge the beginning ceramics class.
And at that point, you already had over 20 years. You had like 20 years experience working with clay.
Yeah.
Ooh, message sound. Your finger's relatively clean right now.
Relatively. No, it's telling me that there is a message from yours.
Oh, isn't that nice? And to boot, it may well be one that I've already seen.
Yeah, generally.
I was communicating with Red Wolf earlier today. So that's probably what it's referring to.
Yeah, we're trying to keep in touch with all of our buddies too, so make sure everybody's still okay.
Where is he? In the words of Red Wolf, still upright, still sucking in oxygen.
Yep.
Nice, like how you're doing it. He'll check his pulse. Yep, still breathing. After checking his pulse.
Yes. Oh, no.
Next.
I don't know. There was one that I just cut because it was too far away to really do. Actually, I think that's this one.
I have a big roundy cup in mine. Looks like you'll have how many handles are in there? 3, okay. This is totally distracting me from getting this one done. Sorry.
And look,
I'll make this one more the shape of that one. Ooh, and I have to cut it shorter then.
The kitten is finished napping and is playing with the blinds some more. Squish that down there. Like, is that soft enough to use? No, no, it's not.
Twiddle the shape of the handle till it fits.
Yeah.
Mr. Horde was talking to his apprentice at the time. I was standing right there, and she always say how she hated doing handles. He's fine, because he's why? Because she goes, they take too long. They're hard. They're this. They're that. And he goes, well, you know, you got good at handles when they're boring. Keep working at it. And I go, yeah, that's
He's
it.
not wrong.
It's not wrong. And it was, yep, that's it. Sometimes I think about that when I'm sitting here doing handles.
Being bored?
It was 2 hearts and twined pottery.
Yeah.
Neither of them are around anymore.
No. They both passed
Which
away.
is sad. He was also an old school potter.
Yeah. Come on, blend in your two little
His wife
pieces of clay.
would complain to me about that. I go, well, how's it? Well, and then it's all of a sudden, that's the problem. And she goes, yes, I know, and blah, blah. Old school is, no safety, doing everything by eye. Yeah.
No concern for the stability of a glaze.
Yeah.
Other than it doesn't run off the piece.
I got that blue, except he actually did it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
It was, I could tell by the color.
There's
It's
a turquoise blue that it took us several years to find a food safe version of that color. It was food safe. The version of that we use is food safe because it's using mason stain and it's not using oxide. Because to get that sort of turquoise blue, you're looking at toxic levels of copper. Not good. Not good for the potter, not good for the kiln, not good for the surrounding terrain because the off-gassing glazes, not good for the consumer.
It's just, and it was
It's not good for anybody.
not good for anybody. I'm the same about food safety. Most people know from me going on and on about it. But not all potters have that same opinion.
No.
Which is their choice.
Yeah. It comes into a case of morality though when they say the piece is food safe when it's
Or
not.
they just don't say.
Or they don't say anything. Scary thing is Prop
65.
65, which is a California thing?
I don't know. Is it just California or is that federal?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But the
It
one that
says you have to label if something
is cancer causing, toxic, what have you.
might be just California.
I think it's just California.
Yeah. But
It doesn't cover the craft industry.
it doesn't apply. And it's but that's wrong. You should always make sure the stuff we do is food safe.
Should be a
I
rule
don't want
across
to
the
poison me.
board.
I don't want to poison my daughter or my son.
Or
I
the
mean,
cat.
or the cat. Or any of my customers who, many of them are friends and family. Well, yeah, chosen family.
Yeah.
Some of the people that buy stuff from us have become dear friends over the years. Few have even become chosen family.
Let go, let go.
So yeah, it's a thing. Some fathers would prefer to do things in a historic manner. Great, that's wonderful. I look at it and go, I don't want to do that.
No.
That's just me.
Yeah.
If you're just doing it for yourself, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But
As soon
my
as you're
ethics,
yeah, as soon as you're selling it to another person, I have moral issues with that.
yeah,
Because those that sell this, well, the customer knows that it's only for decorative use. It's
what
only
about
for
if they give it
decoration.
away? What if it goes to Goodwill and somebody else buys it and uses it to drink out of?
Yeah.
Oh,
What if it's inherited?
it's inherited. Yeah. But that's just me. And it's pretty much what I teach when people want to learn. They'll learn about the whole food safety issues.
Yeah. It's
Don't sell that piece.
yeah. One of our student businesses?
Yeah, whatever. Apprentice
Because yeah,
decided to take him on as apprentice so he could learn.
more than just about pottery, but also about the art of being an artist business.
Yeah, because he did. He took that one piece off being for sale.
Yeah. Because the color was wrong to be a food safe glaze.
Especially on a cook pot.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's all a part of learning.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't tell you, how are you going to know?
Yeah. Change tools again.
Yeah. It's like when you're cooking, you get every measuring cup and measuring spoon dirty for a different recipe. It's kind of
Seriously? Seriously?
There are a few recipes like that.
Okay. Hello, room for Barry after this. Now this chunk of clay's got to dry. Particularly for the wings, the clay has to be pretty darn
Oh, that one came out pretty good.
soft.
Sorry, because there's an.
Oh yeah. Normally we have our maker's mark on the bottom, but obviously it get in the way with these. So we've been putting the maker's mark on the base of the handles.
Yeah.
Where's the kitten? There she is. She's like, what? What's wrong? A bit of slip. There, that looks like a nice squashy wing. Some of this is like he has to do this elaborate little sculpture and then cover part of it with the wings. Where do you put the wings?
No, but if they're face down,
Yeah.
wings are on the back. All depends on how big you're going to do the wings.
These are actually relatively small wings.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I started basically crumpling the wings.
Mm-hmm. After being next to a furry wing booth for 3 weeks. Nice people.
Yeah.
Actually, I like the people who run the booth.
Yeah.
And they're,
And they hire friendly workers as well.
yeah.
Okay, now go squish so
And
it'll
I
sit
love some
level.
of their sales pitches. They really
Yes.
try to include the people as they house.
And they don't get too pushy.
Yeah.
I want the people that are the real hard sell hawkers.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in the booth next to them.
And you have to listen to it all day.
Goop out of there. There we go. Another squash.
Got the year on it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
This is the one with the interesting throwing ring bridge there. Okay. One last one. One last fairy. And there's gonna be, we have this, there's soup waiting inside for us.
I thought it was a soup is making me hungry.
Oh wow, it's 3.
Good reason, you know? Lunch will around 11:30.
No, it was noon.
It was noon.
It was noon.
Okay.
Ooh, you're in quickly lick. Should have fixed that.
Or maybe not.
Oh, we need to start up the car to make sure the battery doesn't go dead.
Yeah.
We talked about doing that yesterday.
We didn't do that.
Nope.
We should go do that.
Yep. No, that's a car.
Just one of those cars that sounds like a lawnmower. Oh dear. Oh goodness, sorry.
Put those little toenails
And do the squirm.
And yes, it's just an option that nobody has done yet. We it is possible to also make boy fairies.
Yes, we do boy fairies.
And we can do with this one. is make it so that the arm is tangled basically over the squashed wing. How's that?
There you go.
What does this also say? I'm getting bored.
One more.
Last one for today. Brexit.
Some of those, at least one of those big black mugs is going to have a squash fairy on it.
This pile's still too heavy. And I need to look up the specifics for the one that's going to have the red cap on it.
Yeah.
But if that one has paid, it's not one of the ones that I have printed out here. Because I've looked and all of the ones that were already out here were standard ones. Get the gold dot right here.
That is a lot.
Yes. Just needs one arm, one wing, and the head still. This one does. Doing this, it's like you think that the piece of clay is small enough, and you get started, and it's like, wow, that piece of clay is still way too big.
It's something that was a grass. It's our neighbor.
What's funny is yesterday when we were outside, is people were like, oh wait, there's somebody else outside, gotta go back in. And as soon as we went inside, you could hear the neighbors start up. I'm like, guys, we were more than 6 feet apart.
But that's a good thing. Though.
Yeah, no. Go. Last wing for today. Let's see. This one. Finding where it attaches. Keeping that enough of the fast and loose design that it doesn't lose its gesture drawing qualities. And yet still looking like a splotch.
Yeah.
And realizing that I have not put the fingers in the sand yet. Where's that tool? There it is. 2, 3. And There we go. Last one, last handle. I did not put the ear. Give it. There. And we'll close up the remnants of this bag of clay. Ugh. I will not close up the goo bucket yet because you still have to use it.
Yes.
Oh,
Last handful out of that bag. There we go.
yay, I can put the bag back in the drawer. Oh, stretch the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's better. Shove. Because that's what the desk drawers are for in this room. Oh yeah, that one looks nice on that one. Except for the fact that you have to trim a little bit more off.
I should probably say. A little bit there.
Yeah.
Go.
And then we'll have 9 fairy mugs.
Yeah.
Fifth joint window. And then just in time for the
Last
attachment to
handle
the
of it.
last handle. Is what these mugs are a little bit different from the standard ones. There you go. On the outside, it's like, okay, for one thing, the maker's mark is on the side. Because on the bottom, there's a squashed fairy. Oh, this one lost the detail on his wing again.
Oh.
There we go. Carved back. Yeah. Set that down there. On the very last handle. This is the first 9 fairy mugs. Ooh, that's a squishy coming out.
You want to make sure you get lots of squishy in there. That way they make sure they
So for that,
adhere.
those little, relatively simple sculptures. That is the handful of tools I was using. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Your tool you using huge.
9. Even though that these two are relatively similar,
Similar, not the same.
no, because this one has, the blue one has a much sharper edge to the cup. And it's slightly larger. It's kind of like, this one is a pointy wooden tool, which is not the same as the pointy silicone tool. Completely different style of mark, not to be confused with the blunt point wooden tool. Or the little micro version of the cup-ended tool. So yeah, wood, metal, silicone. I suppose that's a good cross-section of
Yeah.
little sculptural tools, not loop tools.
Yeah.
And I did not get a chance to use this one today. We got a new silicone tool. It's more of a brush shape to it. See how useful that one is.
Yeah, we'll see.
Might be good for smoothing things. We will see. That is it for today.
Bye-bye.
Bye.